Hello, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today. Let me put the disclaimers up here in the top left-hand corner. Please read them, even if you need to pause the video to do so. Now, the 3D market commentary, for those that don't know, is a video that we do every day, Monday to Friday, to accompany an email that we send that gives information on major statistics and major world markets, looking at three major elements. So we'll look at that in a second. Now, different places you can go for support to start with. You have my email address here, becky@tradewithufos.com. So there's that. You can email me. There's also this link here, tradewithufos.com/Becky. So let me just show you where that is. So this link will bring you here. And from here, you can book one-on-one coaching with me if you'd like to. You can look at our general coaching for groups. You can look at courses and different apps. Check our live trading schedule. If you scroll down, you'll have live session notes. So you can see how the trades that we place in our sessions play out for each of us. So for me, on the tradewithufos.com/Becky, these are the trades I place in stocks, Forex, and crypto that you'll be able to follow through here. Now, if you scroll down, there's more information on the apps and how they work monthly and yearly. More information on our platform and how that works monthly and yearly. And if you scroll down, there's a question and answer section as well, which you can access for free. Obviously, you can read through other people's questions and answers to find the answers to the questions you might have. If you don't see the question that you have, you can post a new one there for free and we will answer it in this area. So lots of different resources and help and support, all from this link, tradewithufos.com/Becky. Now let's go and have a look at the markets. So on the left-hand side, we have our email that we send out every day, Monday to Friday. And as we said, it looks at three major elements. So we're going to look at these elements per market, starting with market climate. That essentially means what's the likely upcoming movement of that market? Is it likely to go up, down, or nowhere? We use an app to help us. It's called Auto Climate. And this app here helps us figure out where those probabilities lie with these different colored dots that we see. I won't explain it now. I'll show you how that works as we go through. Then we look at buy and sell UFOs. UFO in this case stands for unfilled orders, and means where do we have buyers waiting to buy that could push price up, and where do we have sellers waiting to sell that could push price down. So we'll look at that per market as well. We use an app to help us called Auto UFOs, and it shows us with these green UFOs with the prices on the right hand side where buyers are, and with the red UFOs with the prices on the right hand side shows us where sellers are. So we'll look at that per market. Then we want to look at market volatility, which is how quickly we expect these markets to move. So we'll start with the S&P 500, which we have in front of us here. And we can see that with the S&P 500 right now, we have a thin dot on our auto climate. Doesn't matter the color, and don't worry about the lines. The thin dot is telling us that there is not enough probability to call it in either direction. Now, this is on a daily chart. For each of our markets, we will be looking at daily charts, daily timeframes. So, of course, different things happen on different timeframes. Everything we're looking at are relevant to daily timeframes here. So we have a thin dot on our auto climate, not enough probability in either direction for a daily chart of the S&P 500, which is the top 500 US stocks. Now, we do have buyers beneath us, one on top of the other, sets of buyers. The closest lot are between 38.73 to 37.23.75. We also have sellers up here between 45.09 and 44.32.75. So sellers quite a way off, buyers beneath us. Wouldn't be surprised to see this confirm itself to the upside over the next couple of days, but for now, not enough probability, so we leave it alone. Now, in terms of volatility with the S&P, we'd expect in 1 year that it would move up or down by 24.77%. So in a day, that means movement up or down of 60.92 points. In a week, let's do it this way, 134.11 points. And in a month, 279.17 points. That's movement expected either up or down within those periods of time. Now, just to say, If you are thinking, okay, I'd like to have this email come through to me where I have this data, you can just go to the link that you now see on the screen, which is tradewithufos.com/newsflash. You can sign up for this. It's free and you'll get it through every day with this information on each of our 5 markets that we look at, looking at 3 elements each. So you can check that out to get this. So that was the S&P 500. Now let's move on to crude oil. So let's see what crude oil has to offer. Now, just to say here with crude oil, because we can see here at the top about our education. So before we go into crude oil, just take a look at this. If you are looking to understand more about how to use these apps to trade stocks, futures, Forex, if you want to understand how to build a trading plan, how to backtest that plan, and how to manage trading psychology, then you can check out our courses with the link that you see on the screen, tradewithufos.com/courses. Now, most of our courses will come with a 3-month complimentary access to the apps. Now, AutoClimate is a free app on most platforms. You can get it on anyway. Auto UFOs, which is the one that shows us buyers and sellers, that's a paid for monthly subscription. So you can, if you go to tradewithufos.com/apps, just subscribe to the apps. You don't have to get a course in order to use them. You can just subscribe directly to the apps. But most of the time it is cheaper to get a course and get 3 months free access to the apps than it would be to just use the apps. So check out what works best for you there and see what works best for you in terms of financially and what you want to do. So coming back to crude oil, we have a thick red dot on AutoClimate. That tells us thick red dot tells us probability downwards. So we have probability to the downside with crude oil on a daily chart. We also have sellers reasonably close by between 105.24 and 100.89. We have buyers down here at 80.47 to 77.83. So we have sellers closer to us, probability downwards, and buyers a little way away. Overall, on a daily chart of crude oil, probability for the time being to the downside. In terms of volatility, in 1 year, we'd expect movement up or down of 51.77%. In a day, that's 3.15 points. In a week, 6.94 points. And in a month, 14.45 points. That's what we'd expect up or down. Now moving on to gold. So let's load gold. Okay. So just to say before we start with gold, that you might be thinking, okay, great, I can learn how to do this in a course, or I can just use the apps, but I want to watch you guys actually trade and follow this methodology through. That's where the coaching comes in. Now, we do offer coaching for free online, and I'll show you how to access that in a minute. But otherwise, we do have an all-asset advanced coaching, which gives you access to live trading videos, watching us trade this methodology live in the markets. So that's tradewithufos.com/coaching. Now, if you want to have a look at our social media and follow what would be our recorded videos for our coaching, then you can go to our link tree and you can follow us in different places, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and places like that, to see how we do things in a free environment. And the coaching environment gives you access to more resources and live videos. Okay, so gold, we have a thick red dot, probability down. We are within sellers right now. So those sellers are between 1744.3 to 1704.5. We have buyers down here, 1652.8 to 1624.4. So overall, what that's showing us is that we have probability down, sellers that we are within right now that will be pushing price down, and buyers not for a little while. Probability down right now. In terms of volatility, we'd expect in a year movement up or down of 19.27%. In a day, 20.86 points. In a week, 45.91 points. And in a month, 95.57 points. So that is gold. Now let's move on to the US dollar. Now, as I load the US dollar, just to remind you, if you didn't see it in the disclaimers, everything we're looking at here is to do with probabilities and statistics, but that does not mean that it's definite or guaranteed. This is based on using numbers and probabilities to our advantage. Of course, there's still a chance we could be wrong. There's perhaps even a big chance we could be wrong, unexpected things happen in the markets all the time. So, in fact, you could say we can expect the unexpected. So, manage our risk just in case. Layer extra things on top of this if you want to increase your probability. So, US dollar, thick blue dot, probability upwards. Buyers that we are within right now, they are between 107.615 to 106.53, and we have no sellers above us. So, probability up, within buyers, no sellers. Overall, probability to the upside here with the US dollar. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement in a year of 12.84%. In a day, 0.87 points. In a week, 1.91 points. And in a month, 3.97 points. Last but not least is bakkt Bitcoin. That's our last market. So let me just load this and squidge it down so we see what we need to see. We have a thin dot on bakkt Bitcoin. That's telling us not enough probability in either direction. However, we do have recent buyers below us between 20,832.5 to 18,922.5. So we've got buyers beneath us. We've got sellers. A clump of them together, they are actually between 31,732.5 to 29,432.5. So overall, buyers close beneath us, sellers quite far away. At the moment, still unconfirmed. I would imagine that over the next couple of days, we might start to see this confirm itself to the upside, but we will see. In terms of volatility with Bitcoin, we'd expect movement up or down of 84.3% in a year. So in a day, that's up or down of, I'm going to round this, up or down of around 1,200 points. In a week, up or down of around 2,600 points. And in a month, up or down of around 5,400 points. That's each of our markets. And for each of the markets, we've looked at market climate, using auto climate to figure out where we have probabilities, up, down, or nowhere. We've looked at auto UFOs to find where buyers could be that push price up, where sellers could be that push price down. And we've looked at market volatility, understanding how far we expect these markets to move within given periods of time. Now, last thing to look at is our weekly economic calendar. We filter by high impact news, and we get this from fxstreet.com. So today being Monday, we have high impact news that may affect the Australian markets or the Australian dollar, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So be aware of that if you trade that market. Otherwise, I wish you guys a great start to your trading week. I hope wherever you are in the world that you are not melting. In the UK right now, I think we have the hottest day on record or something like that. So we are sweaty here, but hopefully you are enjoying nice weather wherever you are. You have a great start to your trading week, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.